Hello. If you're watching this video, it's probably for one of two reasons. You're either a friend or a family member to whom I sent a link and said, hey, I've started a YouTube channel, come on by and check it out. Or you are somebody who is a beginner to Dead by Daylight, who has recently gotten the game, has maybe started playing a little bit, and you're just finding that this game has a really steep learning curve and you need more information about just what all to do with all of this stuff. If you're that person, then congratulations, the system works and you found a beginner video. Hi, my name is Dave, and today Dave is playing Dead by Daylight, or more exactly, Dave's talking about playing Dead by Daylight and playing Dead by Daylight as a complete beginner. I myself have only 143 hours in the game. I bought the basic game, so if you're like me, you know that that means you have 5 killers and 7 survivors, and there's a ton of awesome videos out there by some fantastic creators. They're making great content. There's a lot of really good information out there, but a lot of this information is by creators who have literally thousands of hours in the game. They've pretty much played it all, they've seen it all, they are professional level players, and again, they have fantastic advice. They will teach you how to play this game as well as you can play it if you take the time to listen and learn from them. But what a lot of those videos miss is just some of the real basic, fundamental, core things about this game that a new person just doesn't know, and you pick them up as you go. And it's one of those things that once you learn it, you go, oh, I've got this. Okay, now, and that just now becomes like breathing to you. And you kind of forget that you didn't know it when you were new. And that's the kind of things that I want to talk about today. And so the first thing that I want to get to is playing as a survivor or playing as a killer. Both of them are perfectly valid choices. I consider myself a killer main, but I play a lot of survivor because of this right here, this 100% blood point bonus. More often than not, your survivors are going to have that, but that is a tool that the game uses as a load balancing feature, because every game requires 4 survivors and 1 killer, so the game often needs more survivors than it does killers. And when the populations are very different between the two, when there's way more killers than there are survivors, then in order to get matches made in a timely manner and that sort of thing, they incentivize people to play survivor by offering a 100% blood point bonus for playing in a match. And then that does from time to time switch around to killers. Sometimes there will be way more survivors than there are killers, and you will see this bonus switch over to the killers. Or if there are enough survivors, but they still want to incentivize them, you might see this drop to 25% instead of 100. And so I played a lot of survivor lately, just trying to get those blood points and use them to level up my killers. And as I said, I've got the basic game, so on my killer roster here I had 5 killers, the typical 5 that you see: the trapper, the wraith, the hillbilly, the nurse, the huntress. Those are what everyone starts with. You will also see that I've got a 6th killer, the plague. That's because through the course of play I put together enough iridescent shards to buy the plague with iridescent shards. And this is going to bring us, I think, to the first thing that I want to talk about, which is the 3 types of in-game currency. The first type of in-game currency that I'm going to mention is auric cells. These auric cells can only be gotten by spending money to buy them. So you can go into the store and you can buy auric cell packs. So you can see 500 auric cells is going to cost you $5. 1100 auric cells is going to cost you 10, and so on and so forth. You can see this, so I'm not going to read each and every one to you. And auric cells are used inside the store. Whoops, didn't mean to go all the way back out. They're used in the store, as you can see here, to buy cosmetics for your killers or your survivors. You can see they've got featured sales here for different costumes and things of that nature that you can buy using Auric cells. And the first time you buy Auric cells, you get this nifty free charm. It's free for paying at least $5, so whatever you do with that, knock yourself out. You can also use them to buy any of the characters that are in the game. So any survivor, any killer can be bought with Auric cells. That's a distinct difference from iridescent shards, because iridescent shards cannot be used to buy licensed killers. You see right here the Shape, aka Michael Myers from the Halloween series. You can currently buy him for 250 Auric cells, but you can never pay any amount of iridescent shards for Michael Myers or any of the other licensed killers in the game. So Freddy, Freddy, who they call the Nightmare, the Cenobite from the Pinhead films, all of these licensed content killers. This is Nemesis from, I guess, Resident Evil. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know, but... And then that is true of survivors as well. So you can see Detective Tapp here, who again I think is from Resident Evil. You can't buy him for Auric cells or for iridescent shards. You have to buy him for Auric cells. Here's Laurie Strode from the Halloween movies. Same thing. So licensed stuff can only be purchased with Auric cells. Generic stuff, like any of the killers created specifically for Dead by Daylight, so the Trickster here, can be bought for either Auric cells or for iridescent shards. And you earn, so you can only get Auric cells by paying for them. Iridescent shards, however, you can get just by playing the game. So as you play the game, you'll see this character level here. As you level up, as you gain XP every day from playing matches, well, every match, you'll gain XP and you will level up. And as you level up, you will gain iridescent shards. It's around 300, I think, per level. It's not a lot, but you level up fairly quickly. I've been playing, as I've said, 143 hours. I'm already player level 78, and so, you know, I'm doing pretty well. I've already bought enough iridescent shards, already gained enough iridescent shards to buy the Plague, and I have also already gained enough iridescent shards to go into the Shrine of Secrets the last time it was up and buy 4. Actually, I bought all 4 of the perks that were in the shrine at that time, because they were all really valuable perks. They had 2 really good survivor perks, and they had 2 really good killer perks in there last time, and I bought all 4 of them. And I'm already that took me down to somewhere around 300 iridescent shards, and I'm already back up over 3,000, you know, heading for my next batch of 9,000. So iridescent shards come quickly enough, I think. Quickly enough that I'm waiting. Now, today is October 15th, 2022, and we are in the Halloween season. That's why things look like they do in the game here. And with the Halloween season upon us, there will be sales coming in the next few days. I don't know if the sales are listed here. They're not. Okay. So there will be sales. Epic Games will have a sale in Dead by Daylight of items up to 60% off. That will start October 18th. The same sale will go into effect on all other platforms the next day on October 19th. Right now the sale is listed at up to 60% off. So I plan to take advantage of that, get the ultimate version of this game, and get all of the killers and all of the survivors that I can get unlocked. But in the meantime, if you're in the same boat as I am and you bought the base game and you've got just the original 5 killers, I'm here to tell you you're actually in a pretty good position. The next thing that the next currency that I want to talk about is the blood points, and this is why you're in a good position. Blood points are also gained by playing matches. They're gained at a much faster rate than you will gain RXLs. In general, I'm gaining probably 30 to 50,000 blood points per match. And the blood points that I've gained per match, along with using the bonuses that are provided by instances like this, you know, playing Survivor and Graven, that 100% blood point bonus, and also utilizing things like this Rift here. The Rift has challenges in it right now. These are all your Halloween season challenges, and you can go into a game. If I heal 2 health states of a survivor, I've already got that done once. I heal 1 more health state, I'm going to get a bonus of 15,000 blood points. As a killer, if I damage 5 generators, I'm going to get a bonus 15,000 blood points. That's nice, and that's stuff you're going to do in a game anyway. So, you know, that's a nice little blood point bonus. Plus, they've got the actual tome here. These tomes come up every, I think, 3 months or so. And they tell the backstory of various characters. Not sure what it did there. So anyway, here we go. They tell the backstory of the characters. They will give you information about the lore of the game and things of that nature. And some of these will be, so like this one here, you'll see succeed at 2 consecutive skill checks in a single trial. And boom, 25,000 blood points. You know, there's blood points to be had. There are also codes out online that you can get. Just Google DVD codes and you will see those and get them, and you'll be able to redeem those in the store. So blood points seem at first like they're really hard to come by, but they're actually not. You can grind out quite a bunch of blood points in a short period of time. Again, my 143 hours, I have already gotten all of my killers, including the additional one that I bought, up to Prestige 1. And that's where we're going to talk, where we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of leveling characters and leveling them. So looking at the Trapper here, you can see, where's the information? There it is. This is the Trapper's backstory. These are the Trapper's 3 what's called teachable perks. What that means is the Trapper starts with these 3 perks. They are unique to him. He's the only killer when you start playing that's going to have them. As you level him up in the Blood Web, these 3 perks, and this is how they will start this sort of yellow-orange color. And these will unlock when you hit Prestige 1. And what you have to do to get to Prestige 1 is you have to go from level 0 through level 50 on the Blood Web. That means you go through the Blood Web, you spend blood points to buy these items. There's add-ons, there's offerings, and there will be... Actually, I'm going to show you a nurse because it makes more sense if I show you a nurse. So nurse, I've gotten... Let me show you actually first. Here's all of the perks that I can have based on all of the killers that I have. So everything other than the 2 that I bought last week are already bought and maximum tiered out. And I've done that to all of my killers with just the blood points that I've been able to earn from playing the game and playing in matches and earning blood points. So all 6 of my killers have all of the perks that they could possibly have at the maximum tier they can possibly have them, with the exception of the nurse, and I did that just for the purposes of making this video. So I'll go into the Blood Web. You don't see on this Blood Web either of the 2 perks that I bought. That's because when I bought them, she was in the middle of doing this web, and she's got to finish it before they'll show up. So I'm going to finish out this Blood Web by buying this, this, you can see here the entity. After level 10, the entity shows up and starts eating nodes as you go through it. Let it go ahead and do that. I was hoping it would pop over here and this expensive item. It did. Now, level 32 popped up because she was at level 31, so she had been from level 0 to level 50, and then went to Prestige 1. When you get from level 0 through level 50, then a button will pop up and it will say Prestige this character. You click that button and hold it. It will spend some blood points and that character will be considered to be prestiged, in this case Prestige 1, and that unlocks her unique teachable perks at tier 1, which means now all other killers in the game can get her perks on their blood tree when they level them up, just like when I finished that level on the nurse. Now you see Hex Undying and Hex Plaything, the two that I bought last week that are orange when I show you in her loadout here, because I bought them, so she has them at tier 1. Now in the blood web she can increase them to tier 2. And that's just how that works. You go through your blood. I'm going to go cheap on this. I'm going to buy the yellow one and the green one and the entity. Oops, I went the wrong way. The entity will eat the other one. So when you see multiple perks, the entity's gonna eat one, you can get the other. This orange colored thing here is a special event item. I could buy that and have it and use it during the event, and you can see there what it does. I rarely play the nurse, so I'm not going to buy this on her. I'm not going to spend 2,000 blood points on something that I'm probably not going to use. And once this event is over, those things are useless. There may be an event where you can use them again, maybe not, but I'm not going to take the chance of having these things in my add-ons or in my offerings always sitting there staring at me on a character that I know I rarely play and I'm not going to use them on. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out this blood web. This stuff here. What is this? Torn bookmark. Adds 1 blink charge. Oh, we'll take that. Yeah. That'll be a handy thing to have. Take this, let the entity eat that. Boom, I go to level 33. And now I can take Hex Plaything to maximum level, or I can buy level 2 of Hex Undying. I'm going to go ahead and max out Plaything. Hex Undying is gone. The entity is going to follow this tree this direction. And I'm going to try to avoid taking anything over here. I'm hoping the entity moves that direction enough, because what you'll see is the entity has taken this perk, taken this node actually. It doesn't really care what's in it. It is programmed to take a perk once you take a perk. If you didn't have perks, or if all the perks were gone and it was just moving, what it will do is take a node at the farthest outside it can take a node and then move inward. And when it gets to this add-on right here, when the entity eats that node, really doesn't care what's in it. It's going to move this way, take those nodes. When it takes this node, it's also going to take all the nodes attached to it. Doesn't matter what's in any of them. That's just how the entity works. It goes node by node, starting at the farthest outside it can get. Once it's started on a path, it works its way inward, and if it takes a node that attaches to other nodes that lead back outwards, it just takes all of those nodes, bang, in one fell swoop. And that's what I'm going to show you here. I'm going to take this node. You can see that it moved there. I'm going to take this node. It moved there. The next move, it's going to take all those other nodes. And let me see, do I want this first? I do want that, so I'm going to buy that, and boom, there's all that stuff gone. Now I have a 2,000 blood point item left to buy, and that'll close out this blood web. I won't spend any more points. So understanding how the entity works and how you can kind of game manipulate the entity on the blood web to take nodes for you so that you spend less is something that's worth learning how to do. And so now I bought Hex Plaything. I have Hex Plaything maximized. It's this high a tier as I can get it. So now the only perk on my blood web is Hex Undying. And I am going to have to buy an event item to get at it. I don't like doing this, but here we go. I got Hex Undying. Let's finish out this blood web here. Entity is done taking things there. I'm going to take this popcorn. It moves there. It's going to move in this way. I think I want the horse. Yes, I want the horse. So now that's as far as the entity can go. So it's going to take one of these two nodes. I don't care if... Oh, I missed that. There was the hazy reagent. So yeah, it took the hazy reagent. I'm going to take two blueprints that I don't want. And there we go. I'm just going to finish out this blood web. I'm going to buy the maximum tier on Hex Undying. Buy that. Entity is now not going to pop up right away. How about that? There it is. Entity's going to pop up. Probably take that node and work its way in. I'll take this pinecone. This is a mystery box, and the mystery box will present or will give you an item that is only useful during the event as well. So it doesn't, or at least my experience so far, is the mystery boxes don't give you any of these regular add-ons or offerings or anything like that that you get normally out of these normal mystery boxes. It's going to give you an event item. And again, I don't need a lot of event items on the nurse. I hardly ever play her. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish out blood web here. A bunch of stuff that I don't want anyway. And boom, blood web done. Now, when I go over here and look at all of my perks, boom, I've got all the perks I can possibly have based on the 6 killers that I own and the 2 that I bought in the shrine, and I'm done. All of my killers now have that. I've still got 548,000 blood points to spend. When I play games later today, I will gain more blood points, and I'll just keep leveling dudes up. Those dudes being survivors at this point, because I don't really have anything else to do with them. I have one survivor at Prestige 1, that's Bill, just because I'm a long-time Left 4 Dead player and love me some Bill. So Bill is one of your base characters that you start with. He's one of the 7 survivors that you start with. The closest other survivor, I think, to being Prestige 1 is Meg. She's level 42 in the blood web. I've been playing Meg a bit. She's probably going to be the second one that I prestige, but I don't have her ready. I probably should have done that beforehand and just taken her up to level 49 so you can see the character prestige. I'm not going to sit through doing that right now. The process is the same. You just buy items on the blood web, get whatever perks you want to whatever tier you want. When you hit level 50, you'll be presented with a blood web for level 50. You'll go through it just like you normally would. Once you do that, again, like I said, you'll be presented a screen that has just a red dot like this on it, a little bit bigger, and it asks you prestige this character. You click that dot, it'll spend, I think, 20,000 blood points, and that character will be prestiged. Then all of her teachable perks here will unlock for all of my other survivors. So all of her perks, and they're generally considered really useful, they'll unlock, and when they do that, I will go back to my buddy Bill here, and I'll run him back through his blood web, and he'll start getting those perks for him. In fact, you can see here on Bill, I don't even have all of his perks bought yet. He can still have, these other perks all tiered 3'd. So I have that yet to do on Bill. So that's blood points, and that's leveling up, and in my opinion, blood points are the most important in-game currency. I don't think that can be argued. You level up your characters using them. So blood points are your primary thing. They're easy enough to get by playing, by getting in-game bonuses, by doing the Rift challenges that we have available to us pretty irregularly. This is our current tome, and that's, you can get blood points from that. Iridescent shards, again, you just get by playing, by doing stuff in game and XPing and leveling up your own player level. You will get auric cells that you can, or iridescent shards that you can use to buy more characters, buy perks in the shrine, and they can also be used to buy the same thing auric cells can buy. Like Bill has an outfit here that can be bought for 21,600 or iridescent shards. Not going to buy it, but yeah, you can use them to buy the same things just as you can use the auric cells that you have to buy. So there's those. And that's really the meat of what I wanted to talk about with you here. There is one other thing. One other thing I want to show you as a new player. Hopefully you got some buddies. I finally got some friends that I convinced, one friend anyway, to get this game and start giving it a shot. He really likes it. I'm hoping to turn him into a regular player and we can play together. But one of the things you can do is you can create a custom game and play with friends. Whoops, I'm in the wrong spot. That's customizing Bill. See, and this is the kind of thing you're not going to see with those pro level players. I make mistakes and I'll show them to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to do custom game. A lot of places, a lot of resources still refer to this as kill your friends. That's what it used to be called. It used to be called kill your friends. Now it's called custom game. All right. So you can create a custom game, and when you do that, I'm gonna switch to Survivor because I want to show you something, and it's most visible right here on Survivors. So I'm going to go to Bill. I'm going to go to Bill's loadout. You can see right away he's got all 8 pages of perks, and they're all max level. And this is something that you can do in a custom game. You can use custom games to experiment with builds. You go into a custom game, all the perks are available and they are maxed out. It doesn't matter if you own the characters or not. See, I don't own most of the survivors, but all of those survivors perks are available to me when I go into a custom game. So get you a couple of friends, start some custom games, and you can start practicing and with different builds, learning what it is you like to do in the game. And that applies to killers as well. Oh yes, it does. You select a killer, like I'll go ahead and keep the nurse selected just because she's here. There's 7 pages, 15 perks per page of stuff that you can equip, and it's all max leveled. So you can look up some of those nifty builds that those 1,000-hour players have, and they're showing you perks for characters that you don't have yet and perks for killers that you don't have, and it's going to take a bunch of blood points to get through and get them prestiged. Create a custom game, play with your friends, test that stuff out in a custom game, see how it works for you, and see if that's the build for you, or use these other perks, try to tweak in that build so that it suits you. And really, yeah, that's kind of it. That's what I wanted to, some of the beginning player kind of stuff that isn't really covered anywhere else. In the videos that I've watched and the hours that I've spent watching videos from some great content makers and really good teachers of the game, they don't touch on this kind of stuff because to them it's just old news. I think it's just habit, and they just don't really think about, oh yeah, new players don't know this yet. And now, hopefully, you do. I plan to make more videos in the future as I run across things that I think would have value to new players. It might be a short, it might be a long video like this. And I intend to start live streaming this, hopefully. Also, I wanted to mention with the events that are coming up, with the sales and everything else, there is also going to be a free-to-play weekend for Dead by Daylight. That is going to start October 27th. So the game will be totally free to play. So if you do buy the game or you've already bought it and you're trying to recruit some friends to play with you, you can all start playing together for free as of Thursday, October 27th, 2022. That, according to the schedule that they have posted, will last until November 1st. So you can get some buddies together, have them get the game for free, and start playing and start seeing how much fun this game is, because it is a hell of a lot of fun. It's got a hell of a learning curve to it too. There's a lot of stuff to learn there. It is grindy, not gonna lie. It takes some grinding to get stuff done, but as I've already shown, with just 142 hours, I've already bought a killer. I've bought 4 perks in the shrine. I've got all of these killers Prestige 1, and I've got all of their teachable perks unlocked for all of the killers that I own. And when I buy the ultimate version of the game, my dogs have decided to speak, so when I buy the ultimate version of the game, I'll have a bunch of other killers that I'll be leveling up and hopefully showing some content about those. So for me, that's going to be it for this time. I hope I brought you some value. I hope I've shown you some stuff that you didn't know and have given you some valuable information. Go out there, good luck, have fun, play the game, and I'll see you next time.